Next, I'm going to show you how to pipe a bead garland. We're basically going to use the same bead technique, only instead of doing it in a straight line, we're going to do it in a curving line. This makes a lovely garland that you can pipe onto the side of your cake. And I'm also going to show you how to figure pipe a heart using the bead technique. For the first kind of loop of this bead garland, we're just piping beads. Again, hold the tip at a 45-degree angle, squeeze, and let the icing sort of build up, and then gradually release pressure as you pull the tip away. And because these are so small, it's easy to get them really clustered together. To make the heart, you're just going to pipe two larger elongated beads at an angle to each other. So it's the two halves of the heart, like that. And you can either leave space for the heart, or you could just pipe the beads and then over pipe with the heart. It's totally up to you. For this section of the bead garland, I'm going to actually leave some space to pipe the heart in the middle of it, and that's going to give you a flatter heart. If you were to over pipe the heart on top of the beads, then obviously that gives you a little bit more dimension, and I'll show you that in just a second. As with the dots, sometimes with the hearts you may need to tap down the little ends there. So you may find that you want to try practicing the hearts first before you do anything. And again, it's just like making a shell. You're going to squeeze, let the icing build up, and then release pressure as you pull away. And you're piping two elongated large beads or shells at an angle to one another. And you can experiment around with the sizes. The heart that you pipe in between the two garlands is a little bit bigger than the heart that you pipe on top of the second garland section. And here I'm just going to show you again how you can vary your beads. You can either have them close together and kind of plump, or you can have them a little bit more dainty and spaced further apart. It's completely up to you. You can practice and play around with it, and just for whatever kind of effect you're going for. You can change it based on how hard you squeeze the bag. And here, hopefully at this angle, you can see that the tip's at a 45-degree angle to the surface, and I'm holding the tip still for a split second to let the icing build up to make my beads. And with this one, I am going to overpipe the hearts on top of the beads. It doesn't make a huge difference, but you can see that there is a little bit more dimension where the icing has built up. Another fun garland that you can do using a tip number 3 is the popcorn garland. You're basically going to pipe a string, and remember, you attach the icing to the surface, and then you lift the tip up and let the icing fall where you want it whenever you're outlining or piping a string. So you just let the icing attach to the surface and then lift the tip up so you have a little bit more control over how the icing falls onto the surface. So to pipe the popcorn garland, you're just going to start off with strings like this, and then you're going to go and you're going to pipe dots around and on top of it. And here we're using the tip number 2 and 3 to pipe little sections of 3 white dots with a yellow dot in the middle, and that's going to give you kind of like a daisy effect. And then we're coming back and we're just doing a small pink dot and then a little green dot that's going to be sort of a leaf to kind of help break it all up. And it looks like nothing more than just random different colored dots at the moment, but when I show you it all put together, when I finish it, you'll see it looks like little bitty flowers, a little bitty floral garland. And to save time, you may find that it's easiest to pipe your clusters of 3 white dots and then come back at the end and pipe the yellow dot in the center of the 3 white dots to make that kind of daisy flower. And I'm basically just following the pattern that's on the example here on the practice board sheet, where I'm doing the white daisy flower, then a little pink dot for a flower, then a smaller green dot for a little leaf. You could certainly change the colors or the sequence to suit yourself. It's really kind of just however you want to play around with it. And I'm kind of positioning these dots so that they're sort of on top of and then kind of to either side of the main string, so that the initial string that I piped is actually hidden. You don't see any of that coming through. I'm just going to add the yellow centers to the white flowers so that they look like little daisies. And there you have the popcorn garland.